into the wall. Oh, on a wall
Very
mount.
good. Star
So
Trek. Star Trek Discovery. It's a TV show that we're
yeah,
watching. Yes.
yes.
Yes. On multiple monitors. Like, if you. What's even the point of having a computer if you only have one monitor? Just go back to stone tablets at that point.
I mean, having two
Worthless.
monitors is nice. Lots of utility you can have with it.
The more monitors, the better.
Yeah,
If
of
I
course. Hackers. That's why hackers have those so many in those films and shows. Of course.
I could be so productive at work if I had like 6 monitors. It would be awesome. Unfortunately, I only I only have three, well, like two and a half.
Hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, how about that weather?
It was very wet yesterday. It's been
Nice.
a day today in terms of weather. Just grey, a bit of sun, a bit of bits and bobs. Yeah.
Cool, cool.
How
Rain's
about for
always
you?
very nice because my car actually looks clean now. Just something about the tree in the parking lot. It just, it, I don't know what it's dripping onto my car. It's not sap, otherwise it wouldn't come off, but it gets all splotchy and weird. Stupid trees, ridiculous. But that's what the rain is for. I should go further north. I should go to like, maybe not Seattle. I should go to like Washington. I hear it's rainier there.
Hmm.
Like it's pretty wet here, but the more the merrier. Oh, the episodes we're watching. That's important. The Red Angel, which is it's about the Red Angel. I feel
Yeah.
like that's pretty self-explanatory.
Is that where
Perpetual
we learn that it's her mother?
spoilers. Perpetual Infinity, where it is we tried to like put the sphere data in a temporal wormhole or something, and then the sphere data says nah. And then through the Valley
Yeah.
of Shadows, where Captain Pike gets to be Captain Pike for 45 minutes. It's pretty good.
um. Isn't it also the one of these episodes to try and blow up the Discovery, but the sphere data just says nope.
Nah, bruh. Oh, I think we also meet Control as a villain in one of these
Yes.
episodes. I don't know which one. It's here somewhere. But more importantly, next week, well, technically, the episode past tense starts on August 30th. That's when they get to the processing center. So we're coming up on the Bell riots. But the riot itself starts September 1st. So everybody get ready. Drive down to San Francisco, fly over to San Francisco, find yourself a sanctuary district. The Ryan's Edits YouTube channel officially does not endorse rioting for legal reasons. But you know, it would be thematic if people were to riot.
Hmm.
And that's all I've got to say about the episodes. Um, Anything else to talk about? I mean, not really, no. I mean, I've been thinking about the Deep Space Nine episode Babel. For some reason, that's just stuck in my head. The character is going like, "Way Link, close the reverse harbor around the turbulent quick." Yes, I don't know why it's in my head, but it's in my head today. Cisco going bread. I don't know. I should rewatch that, or maybe I shouldn't, because then it'll be stuck in my head more. Or I could press play in 4, 3, 2, 1, Blair. CBS All Access dead. They're dead, right?
Well, between Paramount Plus.
Oh, no, don't flash at me like that, show. I appreciate Control's efficiency here. One bomb per planet. That's all you need. Don't waste ammunition. I always appreciate an efficient villain. Oh, yep, and we killed her. I guess that's important.
Yes.
She was kind of barely a character before the episode we killed her in, but now she's a character. So her saying everything is because of her, does she know that the Red Angel is Michael? Because of Control? Does Control have future knowledge about that?
It's, it probably has knowledge of her mother because it's got access to the Section 31 files.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, is that a Starfleet ankle bracelet for him? Gross. Autopsy L Core Arium? Is that her name?
Lieutenant Commander.
But it's Core, C-O-R.
I think this is CDR.
God, when was the last time we had a funeral like this? Was it Spock? Like, I don't remember TNG or DS9 ever having an actual funeral scene.
Hmm.
Oh, no. We had one in Enterprise for Sim.
Yes. Yes, and we also had a larger one for many of the crew.
We did? I
They
remember we had one
lost.
in Lower Decks in a hologram simulation for the whole crew.
Hmm. I think they lost 6 crewmen. I'm trying to visualize the number of coffins they had. And it was in the first season, if I remember rightly, because it was the first time they had massive incident. And they then had a funeral sort of thing.
Wait, what show are we talking about? The first season of what?
Enterprise.
Oh. Yeah, the bit with we had the embassy bombing bit where we had the coffins.
Yes, we definitely had that one, yeah.
Worf and somebody kept away the predators from some corpse. I don't remember who it was. Who died? It wasn't Jadzia that time. It might have been Zial. That is not Doug Jones. Is that supposed to be Doug Jones?
Having a different person doing the singing voice is very common among various other things.
Like, it doesn't sound anything like him. Oh, it's not even synced right. Come on. But the point is, yeah, we have a lot more funerals than I remembered at first glance. We didn't not really have one for Harry. We just replaced him straight up.
Just a parallel universe
Shiny
copy of
new
him that was
Harry.
created. That's why he never became a lieutenant, which is a completely new person there to start him from the start of Ensign again.
Sorry, looks like you have 0 years experience. We're gonna need to start you out at the entry level. He was already entry level. He was an ensign. Poor guy.
Yeah.
I do appreciate, though, in seriousness, how Discovery actually takes time to chill out for a minute. It's not all action all the time.
Yeah.
Even though I don't really care about Ariam that much. But hey, we chilled out. A nice emotional moment. Wait, where's Kolber's body? Did we shoot that into space? Are there two Kolbers floating around? So we didn't reanimate Kolber's body. We made him a whole new one. So presumably old
Yes.
Kolber is still floating around in space.
Yes.
Is someone going to make a book about that? I feel like someone's going to make a book about, like, Cyber Kolber coming back.
Yes, of course. That does make sense. When they came back through it, programmed her, and then she sent the signal to control because she had knowledge of control. So it's like, hey, there's an AI here, I can use it to boost my abilities.
I don't know, Pike. I think we probably purged it. I think we're fine.
As far as I'm aware, are still manually controlled.
Are they?
I'm pretty sure you did some behind the scenes or something of the doors being not opening for them again.
Yeah. Captain Pike ran into one in Strange New Worlds. In an outtake.
That doesn't necessarily mean that they are manually controlled, but probably are actually, because they have to make these out of plywood and things like that, which can't easily open automatically.
I imagine they probably also want to have it manually controlled, because if it was an actual automatic door, they wouldn't be able to pause for dramatic tension before they actually leave the room.
Yes, the doors of Star Trek seem to know what their screenwriters want them to do.
So, like, they might be electric. They might have someone, like, with a remote, but still manual to open. Maybe it's like
Yeah.
Maybe it's like in a jail where you don't like grab the door and open it for, well, at least some of them. Well, let me rephrase. Maybe it's like in a jail where somebody is in some room somewhere watching all the doors on a camera and they let you through. Because I think all the doors on quarters are operated by a button. It's just like the public areas that are automatic. The common areas.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Yep.
We're not watching Deep Space Nine today? Oh, that's next week.
No, the Bell riots start September 1st.
Sorry.
Wow. That's... I don't believe you at all. A computer from the future, 300, 500 years in the future, absolutely would be smart enough to throw a little RNG in there. Come on.
Though that's on RNG based on data as opposed to RNG based on a biological factor.
Yeah, but they'd have
You can
DNA,
argue
so
both
they'd
ways.
know exactly how much to random DNA to generate.
It's like, Colbert, are you saying Commander Data is too dumb to fake a... Data could do it.
Well, you know what it might be like? Remember how Data, when he had his android mom play the violin concerto with him?
Yep.
And he was like, well, I know you're not human because you played the same pitch, the same meter, the same rhyme, well, the same tempo at every second, and no human could do that. So basically, it'll be an android that knows how to do a different pitch every time.
Hmm.
But yeah, I agree with you, Ryan. I don't think that's a plausible statement.
It would be possible theoretically, but at the same time, it could have an argument either way.
Philippa, what are you wearing?
Yes, that is you, because you came from the
Mhm.
totalitarian universe.
But not in a totalitarian efficient universe. It was totalitarian stylish universe. If she were efficient, she would have just killed Lorca as soon as she saw him.
Yes.
Oh wait, no, it's not even. They're trying to...
Yeah, they're lying to us. Because,
or are they
well,
lying? Wait, because there's two angels.
Yeah.
So maybe the one
our,
they got readings off of was Michael, and we're just getting the
Yes.
original different... Okay.
No, I also think, though, in DNA tests, your brother or your immediate blood relative can show up as you because...
I mean, we're talking mother to daughter, though, so it doesn't really apply.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, you can show up as your mother on a biological... Like, if we do a paternity test...
That doesn't sound right.
By a maternity test, yes. But a DNA test, no, because you actually have only half of the DNA from your mother.
True.
And it's not like it's easy to separate that. It's because each of the chromosomes is half and half, so there isn't really a way to have that as a separated thing.
Man, I got the bad half of my mom's genetics. Because color blindness is carried on the X chromosome, and I only have one of those. So it's... If I had a second one, then maybe the other one would have been good, but no. Stupid
That's
recessive
interesting.
traits.
That's why color blindness affects
Much
males.
more common in men because it's a recessive trait carried on the X chromosome. So women who have two, the other one can win out.
Okay, I was just wondering, like...
That means it also probably came from your father as well, in that case.
That means the what?
No, the Y. It's also on the Y. he's saying.
No, it comes from the X and the father then, because the recessive means that there's only a 1 in 4 chance, and you have
But
to
I
have
didn't-
it from both.
But I didn't get an X from my father.
That's fair.
It's only on the X. Yeah. But
True.
something else I found out: the Y chromosome is only like 50 genes. The X one is like 500, and the Y is also like slowly deteriorating. We think it may not exist in about 400 million years. But so what it does is it starts the embryo being turned into a male baby. It kickstarts those genes. That's why the Y is so
Yes.
important.
The Y chromosome is really a patch to the base game of the X chromosome.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's the add-on you didn't ask for, but you just got it the humble bundle deal.
Is this the Skibidi toilet stream?
There's no toilets in Star Trek. What are you talking? This can't possibly be that.
So I really don't like horror films or like graphic depictions of torture or anything like Saw. And when I was in college, there was a horror
Well,
movie.
I don't know what you're watching, but I'm watching Skibidi Toilet.
Horror movie where a girl was basically given an acid bath as part of some like Saw killer kind of thing, right? And here
Weird.
we basically open up the atmosphere. Michael Burnham is on the planet Venus, and the sulfur rain is like giving her an acid bath. It's a gruesome episode. I didn't think Star Trek would go here, but here we are.
Oh no. Is she gonna say the thing? Is she gonna be gross?
Yes.
Skibidi dum 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 yes yes Skibidi dop neem neem.
No, don't make you take away your text-to-speech privileges.
This is not a Generation Z stream, okay? So
I'm a millennial. I'm pretty sure.
we keep the slang millennial here.
Hang on, what are millennial years? Hang on. Yes.
Was that
Barely, but I'm a millennial.
I'm 38. Get with the times.
Okay, but I mean, I used Riz the other day. I'm surprised I knew what that was. My sister's kids were flabbergasted that I knew what Riz meant. I don't think I'm cool enough to use Rizzler in a sentence though, so I'm gonna leave that.
Riz
where it
is a boomer word.
What? No, it's a Z. It's a Z thing. We say charisma proper. Thank you very much.
So how is your charisma stat?
Gen Z is boomer. Get with
It's
Gen
pretty good.
Alpha.
On a stream of random strangers, I only managed to conflict consistency with one person, so I'm pretty good.
Giorgio, leave him alone.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
is sexual harassment in the workplace. Stop it.
Yeah, she's also sexualizing the Latino-ness of our doctor.
Oh my god, does Section 31 have an HR department?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Well, they should. Jesus. Oh my god, is she wearing a scant?
Gen Alpha got that skibidi vibe.
Yeah. But anyway, that's enough young people talk. Go read a book, kids.
Never. Who reads?
Well, you're in the
You
same
harder.
age group, so I wasn't referring to you, right? Because you're a millennial too. I was surprised to see I'm millennial, but yeah, I'm born in '86, so basically means
you're
Mhm.
millennials, yeah.
yeah, I am. I thought I was Gen X, which is cool
You thought you were
in
a
my
boomer?
book. No, I thought it was a cool Gen X because I grew up with the '80s vibes around me, but I'm not that cool.
Yes, that's Saru is your chaperone. What do you mean of late, Saru? It's their whole
Last
deal.
3 years. Yeah. Ever since Enterprise.
10 years too late for Gen X, my dude.
Right, right,
I was
right.
born
Yeah.
in 82 and counted as a geriatric millennial.
Thanks, chat.
No,
in a
the
way,
spy organization? No, that's crazy, Saru.
It definitely does telling you everything, for sure.
The space CIA. They seem on the up and up.
They literally are the space CIA.
Here's something nice about America. The CIA does foreign intelligence and the FBI does domestic, and it's important to keep those two separate. Because imagine if the CIA was like in charge of tapping your phone calls. And
There are 3 levels here. If like the city police come talk to you, you're probably fine. They probably just want to ask questions about like someone you know. It's probably fine.
yeah.
If the FBI are talking
At
to
Andy
you,
T1, you gonna thumbs down the stream
definitely
with us
might be
too.
screwed.
Still
Yeah, you
seeing
need a
0
lawyer.
on
'Cause
thumbs
it's
up
bad.
sign.
If the
Good
CIA
job.
are talking to you, you 100% are screwed.
Yeah, you don't get a
Yep.
lawyer.
The CIA talk to you, they've either know you've done something wrong, or they got some fake information, so they're gonna date you anyway.
Goes police, FBI, Homeland Security, CIA, and from
Yeah.
least to most
In that
bad.
order. Right.
Yep.
Like if you've been dropping off documents at a public park, they're on to you. So, well, let's FBI too, actually, because. But either way,
Oh
so
wait,
the
Star Trek
CIA.
is happening.
Yep.
Sorry.
What are they talking? Oh yeah. The revealing the suit.
Oh right, it was a Section 31 suit.
Yeah, which earlier when Giorgio was watching them like try to figure out how the suit works, I was like, is he just like trying to figure out how much they know? Because like
Yeah.
surely she knows about it. And you were like 8, Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you'd think you'd see it like on, in a closet hanging sometime. Them accidentally talk about it. Because one thing I want to complain about is she heard her mother's murder, but now in this season we kind of established that she heard her mother fighting back, and then she jumped timelines, and then she never saw her mother again. And then her mother is watching her like fairy godmother at important intervals of her life.
Yep.
Which is the opposite of what like I had to abandon you and I had to forget about you and you had to forget about me. You could have said hi, you know? By the way, I just want to. Michael Burnham's such a versatile actor. I love when, well, not love, but when the character has to cry, she really does an amazing job. Sonequa Martin
Yep.
Green. The character has to cry quite a few times, and I think she delivers such a convincing performance. I'm just impressed, and I think she deserved the job, and she brought her best to the role, and we're lucky to have had her.
All right, Michael, calm down.
I appreciate her so much. Like, she has to be angry in the next scene. Like this character has to do science and get over her childhood trauma at the same time. Like, it's a hard thing. And then something I kind of like later when
you can't just punch a CIA operative in the face. That's not good for your long-term health.
Yeah.
I
remember
barely.
Giorgio knew
I
about
mean, the Klingons are still the ones that killed them, though, right? I mean,
Yeah. But I mean, Leland was the person who created the situation.
Giorgio knew too, by the way. So if we're mad at Ash over here, be mad at your adoptive mom too. Well, alternate adoptive mom.
Do they do a lot of good? I guess
There
That's
have
just
been
I've never
some
really
situations where they've
specified.
been essential.
There you go. See, we're talking down about the CIA, but you don't hear about all the good they do, like the threats
like
they neutralized.
Director Sloan in
Yeah.
Deep Space Nine. He says things like, "Oh, if you know if you knew the amount of lives we saved, you'd agree. The ends do justify the means." But like, he never specifies. I guess they don't want us to like get on Section 31's side.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But then also they show
Yeah.
us Cisco being complicit in the murder of multiple people and saying it was for the greater good, and we're supposed to be on his side,
Yeah.
kind of.
True. Although that was the darkest episode of the entire
Yeah.
show.
I mean, at the same time that he does at the end say, damnedest thing is that he can live with it.
Yeah.
It was a good deal, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
One
We do
Romulan
walk
senator,
away.
one criminal, and self-respect of one Starfleet officer. That is totally a
Right.
bargain.
That's
Yeah.
worth it, actually. How important this war is, yes.
Especially because he is absolutely correct, Garrett, that is. That. Is he right? Yeah. That if the Romulans didn't come into the war then the Dominion would have come in and eventually taken over Romulaners anyway.
Yeah.
Also, this is nice that she actually gets to do some counseling because she is a Is she a psychologist or a psychiatrist? I don't actually know the difference
I don't
between them,
know.
but I know they are different.
One gets to prescribe medications.
Psychologist,
The other doesn't.
psychiatrist.
They're different professions.
I mean, it's the same thing, but the thing is, though, the psychiatrist will give you the medications because they understand the chemistry, and they're basically like a pharmacist at the same time.
Like, I appreciate that Starfleet values having psychiatrists or psychologists in management.
Yeah.
That's true. This is a first.
Is there a but there? Is there another?
No, because like
No.
Deanna Troy's career started and ended with counselor, and she got a promotion in rank, but she never got a promotion. There was no command track for her, you know.
I mean, that's because she was
No, she
offered
took the
command,
command
however.
test. She took the command test, so she was fully qualified.
Well, I mean, so
To
is
be in
Cornwell,
command.
presumably.
Yeah, but she wasn't getting her own command, like not even in future seasons. So,
Who?
counselor Deanna Troy.
Maybe she just wanted to be a counselor, and she took the command test just to prove that she could.
I think she, like, did Beverly's thing where she took over the night shift on occasion.
Yeah.
Oh, remember in the one where they hit the string?
Yeah, that's the one
Is it
where...
Disaster?
That's
Yeah.
the
Disaster.
one where she decides that she wants to be in command again. Or not again.
And Rolaren was trying to
Yes, kill them.
get them to, abandon.
So
Oh man.
what I love about this scene is that the same way when Spock was in mental distress earlier this season, Burnham pulled him out. Spock is the one pulling her out of this agony. Because the character is in agony right now. But also, it's through the needling thing that your sibling does. They can't stop doing it to each other.
Well,
Some hard truths that only your sibling can provide.
I'm just surprised he's not mind melding with her for this. He loves doing that.
I was watching Strange New Worlds today, the mind meld episode with his wife.
is there a new season yet?
Soon.
Next year.
So when he switches bodies with T'Pel,
The brain.
T'Pring, sorry, thank you. So In other words, they invented a new mind meld. It's for your betrothed.
Body swap meld.
Freaky Friday.
I'm certain that there's all kinds of new fan fiction written about that.
The thing, the thing
good?
didn't. The thing, the thing didn't mean to swap bodies. It just worked out that way.
Oh, Girl Spock.
And we had a TOS episode. I think it was the very last one or second to last, where Kirk isn't a woman is in the body of Kirk.
Is he about to suggest killing her? Yes, do it.
Part of sci-fi. Yeah, we're gonna give our hero a
Esau
good...
4. See, it's not Venus. It's Esau 4. It's totally different.
It's cruel.
I was thinking, like, surely it can't be
unusual.
Venus. Venus is you die instantly. Venus is the worst.
Jarring. Yeah. I mean, but it also rains sulfuric acid. So, because the clouds are sulfuric acid.
It doesn't... Look, the atmosphere is made of acid, and it's so hot that it melts any lander we send there. You don't want to go to Venus. It's a bad planet.
You could build a cloud city and just temperature control.
Yes, you can have cloud colony on Venus, and you would only need a oxygen mask
And
at
temperature
that
control.
altitude.
Yeah.
And not at that altitude.
The Russians were the first ones to put a lander on Venus.
They were the only ones to put a lander on Venus,
Right.
if I remember correctly.
I thought we had
Right.
a couple by now.
A lander,
I think
Maybe
I mean,
we
on
just
the
had a
one.
couple of attempts. I'm certain they sent
yeah.
multiple. Maybe the others failed.
I think we prefer like the weather satellites on Venus. But okay, so this is the stupidest plan ever.
Now. Outcome: launch failure, spacecraft failure, launch failure, launch failure. One success: launch failure, launch failure, launch failure, launch failure.
Okay, capitalist America is not going to go to Venus, apparently. What was Boeing running those missions?
Were those American missions or Russian ones?
American.
It looks like it's mostly Soviets and then a couple U.S. ones. But the U.S. ones, it looks like the U.S. ones all succeeded. It's the Soviet had failure after failure after failure. They figured it out eventually. Toward the end of the list, it's all success all the time. The Soviets just had a really hard time in the beginning.
I think Mars has the largest window of like when you can launch. Like because the planets have to be closer to each other, because obviously you want to spend less fuel getting there. So Mars has a larger, like 4-month window to launch cargo payloads, and Venus has a smaller one.
Oh wow! Look at
Mars.
Look at this set.
Mars
that they
had
had
until
available from their
recently
other shows.
like a 70 or 80% failure rate.
They just ripped the transporters things off of the Shenzhou set.
Oh, nice. So we don't ever kill one of our heroes so spectacularly as we do here in Star Trek.
So Mars had like a 70 or 80% failure rate until recently. We started having more successes, a higher rate of successes, sending stuff to Mars.
Well, surely we would have had to, right? Because we had bases on Mars 2 years ago.
Bases? Meaning
Yeah, 'cause
rovers.
there's a tweet 12 years ago saying that we'll have moon bases or Mars bases in 10 years.
Mm-mm-mm.
From
That
a
Elon
certain
Musk.
Star Trek character that Lord
Uh-oh.
loves.
Well, I have a bridge on Luna I'd like to sell you.
A bridge over what?
I mean, there's things that
Crater?
should call rivers on there. Crater, yeah.
Yeah, crater.
We live in domes though, so like with bridges to where? On Luna.
Can't even see Tycho City from here.
Yeah. But it's cool that they see the Earth rise every day, whereas we see the moon rise every night.
The moon is in the daylight sky as well.
On the moon, yeah,
So-
you wouldn't see the Earth rise. You'd always be seeing the Earth.
Right.
I don't
right.
understand people who are surprised when they learn you can see the moon during the day. It's like, do y'all not look up? What do you mean? It's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, haven't you noticed it since you were 6 years old? At least.
It's a giant rock in the sky. It's hard to miss.
It does blow your mind the first time you see it, though. But you're right. How do you not look up at the sky?
Is that Ariam's actor?
No. That's
Oh, yes, it is. That is 100% her, Lieutenant Nilsson.
we brought her back.
Yeah, that's the same actor. That's Ariam. They just
that's
took her
good.
out of the makeup.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I think I remember
They
this
had to
actually.
finish out
Wasn't
her
it because
contract.
she had trouble with the prosthetics, but they wanted to keep the actor?
Maybe.
Had to finish out her contract, you know.
I know some character they had to do that. I think it was her.
Let's put Captain Picard in a nitrous oxide chamber.
Nitrous oxide.
Let's just gas our captains to death in each Star Trek series.
Season 1 Arya, a different person played her in Season 2.
Thank you, chat. Yeah, so I'm glad we had this conversation with Giorgio, because she's not innocent in all this.
Really, Emperor Giorgio has
Don't
some
let the baby face
baggage.
fool you. No, she tells Leland at one point, you're lucky I don't tell her that you got her parents killed. So she's
Yeah.
like strategically withholding it. So Leland looks like the bad guy.
The set looks like Star Wars, kinda. The like
lot.
grimy concrete reminds me of like Mos Eisley.
Yeah. And the tech too looks very like, iron and rust colors. Is Leland infected yet?
No,
No.
he's chill.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
just
Soon.
foreshadowing by the writers.
Did we have the big battle with Control already?
No, that's
No,
the
no,
very
The
end
end
of
of
the
the
season.
episode.
We got 3 more episodes for that. So it even looks like an execution chair. Oh
Didn't
my
even
god, her
give her
brother has to
something
do it.
ergonomic for her death.
Her brother too has to like strap her into the electric chair.
Oh, it's the future. So those were magnetic straps. You can tell from the sound effect.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for the detail.
We're too good for
That
buckles.
sounds like
in this era.
that sounds like the sound they made in First Contact with the boots on the hull when they
Maglev.
magnetized the boots. I think it's the same sound effect.
It's a little shorter, more trill.
Opposite of maglev. The exact opposite of maglev.
Would you be?
Yeah, that's the funny part.
You have the blessing
That's
of
the funny
command
part.
for this. If anyone in
Yeah.
this would be Captain Pike's fault.
This is the most insane idea in any Star Trek series ever.
Honestly, is it even that big a deal? I mean, Culber's already come back from the dead. People come back from the dead all the time in Star Trek. See, this has got to be an old set they use for something else.
Yeah.
What is this? What's it called? The Red
It
Angel.
is very Star Warsy. Yeah. But
They've used these corridors, I think, in the Mud short track as well.
Oh, when
viewer-
the short lady was dragging him down the hallway.
Viewer discretion is advised. If there are any children watching, you should change the channel now. because
Channel? What's a channel?
yeah.
Like a YouTube channel? That's some kind of boomer speak.
But usually usually we don't watch somebody die a horrible, gruesome death every week on this show, but today we have it.
But also, we've then got the. She's dead after 2 minutes. We can rescue her anytime before that.
And also, right, but
Yep.
every single one of your friends has to watch.
At least
You-
since she's been hurt.
Okay, and by the way, I said this already in the show, but Michael Burnham, Sonequa Martin Green brings it to this role.
Yes.
I would never do this good of a job dying on Venus.
Why did we build a base here? This planet's
Wanna-
the worst.
Want to give it a shot?
I'd rather go to Mars and die there.
It's fine,
Reese.
Tilly. Have some goddamn faith.
All of you are charged with murder, and you can live with yourselves for the rest of your life. That's what
She
happens.
volunteered. Come on.
You'd have to live with it for the rest of your life. Right, I'm gonna change my screen because this is a little too much for me. I already saw this once. I have no wish to see it again.
Now this
I like
is
this
the
conflict.
crime. Do it, Spock.
This is good.
Stun her.
This is good tension. We don't just watch her die. We watch the two people who love her the most argue over her fate. And Spock's the one standing in front of the door, letting her asphyxiate. And also, it's raining sulfuric acid on her. So, go ahead, stand there,
I think they
Spock.
have thermal regenerators. Like, I would have expected her skin for the next 4 seasons to just be a disaster.
Yeah,
But no, she's fine.
yeah.
What are the chances that the one person who could possibly summon the Red Angel happens to be on the ship and the crew, willing to do this? You know, it's like the entire universe revolves around Michael Burnham. It's so convenient that she's here in the show.
They explained it that the angel only appears when Michael's in danger, so they have to lure her mother.
If anything, this is inconvenient for her mom. She just wants the Discovery to do the job and go home.
Yes,
Yeah.
we're actually baiting her mother here. So
I understand the premise.
yeah.
I'm just saying we're lucky that the entire universe revolves around Michael Burnham.
So see,
I don't think Michael's presence on the ship actually matters for the Red Angel's plan. Because
Yeah.
I really think the Red Angel would be still sending out the signals and doing her whole thing regardless of Michael. It's just coincidental
but-
that she's here too.
I'd agree
the mom's
with your.
not saving the universe because Michael's here. The mom's saving
Right.
the universe because she doesn't want the universe to be dead.
I mean, at the same time, we do learn that Mike was the one sending the signals.
Right. But also, so I want to point out earlier in season 1, Michael said, "I'm not lucky, I'm not special," and Lorca's the one's like, "I disagree. Like, there is destiny, there is fate." So, destiny, Michael Burnham, if she was still in a mutiny prison, we would all be screwed right now. Yeah. And by the way, the funny thing is, though, we see this with Kirk in the original series all the time, or in Chris Pine, right? If his dad wasn't the one who sacrificed himself in 2009 at the beginning, then we wouldn't have figured out that the Federation was going to be destroyed by Nero. So that's a common thing with the captain of the Enterprise. Destiny just hands you a role.
Oh,
Michael
sorry,
Burnham
gets
is not the captain of Enterprise.
Well, in fiction, we give that to our heroes.
No, I don't like this.
Remember, Chris Pine's Kirk was not
why
even
would you
supposed
do
to
this to
be
me?
on the Enterprise when Bones brings him on board. He's ordered to stay on Earth. But he's the one who figures out that Nero's ship is the one who destroyed his dad's ship, George Kirk. So here, Michael Burnham's
shouldn't
mom is
Michael
doing the
still
same
be
thing.
burning right now?
Ouch,
No, we closed the
stabbed in the
hatch.
eyes.
Well, we just closed the hatch. She wasn't beat.
Yeah.
It wasn't closed for a good 2 minutes before the shot.
Well,
Also, did Section 31 put in the magic heal beam, or is that future tech?
Probably future tech.
I think Stamets came up with this satellite dish thing. But it's almost like the whole universe revolves around Jim Kirk.
Hi, Mom.
Yep.
Reports of her death have been greatly exaggerated.
No, Burnham has a total burnout here because she can't process this.
And they didn't keep the lanes clear.
The lanes?
It specifically
what the
said
sign
on
said.
writing on the wall, keep lanes clear.
Okay.
Yeah,
respect to Star
why? That's such a weird thing to have left in.
The lanes?
Unless
guess-
that's
Or-
I suppose it could be a cargo area, so they want to
was
keep it clear.
It was the underground DMV testing area where you got your driver's license.
1 minute to Perpetual Infinity. Everyone have Perpetual Infinity queued up. Hopefully there's no eye stabbing in this episode. That was awful. Never do
That was
that
too
again,
much.
Jonathan. I think it was Frakes that directed that.
Very Borg-like, by the way, to inject someone.
I have bad news for you, Ryan. It does in
What?
fact happen again.
Poor you. You didn't...
For who?
Q?
Q?
Q.
Does Q get the
Not
eye stab?
you.
I thought
Hugh.
Dr. Culver.
no,
No,
it was
the
Icheb.
Borg. We are Hugh.
Okay, right.
Oh,
The
no,
individual-
right, Icheb,
Zero.
yes.
Yeah.
One of one.
Hugh, Icheb, same guy. Whatever, it's fine. 5, 4,
Ah,
3,
I didn't
Totally,
even think of that
totally,
one.
one.
Okay.
play.
All right,
totally
so
not the
maybe
same guy.
this is that the previous episode was not the most gruesome murder in Star Trek across all the series. I think the Icheb thing takes the cake.
Couldn't we have
The
just
Icheb
shot
thing was
Michael?
was
Did we have to
revenge.
torture her?
Hmm.
No, the Icheb thing was harvesting Borg for parts, right?
It was revenge against the actor, the original Icheb actor.
Icheb had his eye pulled
Yeah.
out. Yuck.
Yeah.
There are a lot.
yeah.
I don't think that's true. There are a lot worse people that have been in Star Trek than Manu.
But
Like Manu's not
they didn't.
great, but like there's
It didn't fit the plot.
I mean,
Barkley.
Yeah.
yeah, like they haven't tortured Barkley to death.
okay, but I just
He's
the
so much
medium is
worse.
different now with streaming. Like before on HBO, you could show like risque stuff, but network television was way more censored. So this whole thing with someone dying of a sulfur bath,
Ooh, I like the moon. It's a good moon.
no, we couldn't have had that on
Moons.
network television either. So I think sometimes the writers just push the envelope just because they can.
The supernova's imminent. Why are we here? Well, I know why we're here, but like,
Because you need the
couldn't we
power.
do this on a starship where we can warp away? Why are we just sitting here?
Oh right, so the kid thought she wanted to go see the supernova, but instead they were assigned
It's so
there.
dangerous.
to
Why would you
harness
bring your
them.
child here?
That seems to be a reoccurring theme in Star Trek.
Yeah.
Just
True.
all of TNG.
True.
All of TNG, 7 of 9, Annika
Yeah.
Hansen.
True. She is Annika in this thing right now. She may as well be playing with the
All
Borg
the-
cube. Oh, she's
all
looking
the
through a
colonies. I
telescope.
guess you could argue that that's the point of a colony. Like,
Yeah.
If you're not
So
going to
wh-
reproduce, the colony won't last very long. So,
when are you going to Mars, Robo?
um, you know, first chance I get.
But you're right. This is Annika Hansen because the little kid she's playing with the board cube at the beginning of that episode. And what do you know? They get assimilated.
Taser made sense for the enemy we were landing rather than blowing it up.
Beautiful shot, exterior shot too, by the way. The way they showed the Klingon ship. The Klingon ship actually looks very beautiful, but also, bird of prey-ish because it's like swooping down. This is too much.
Mommy,
This is too much.
mommy.
Oh yeah, my
Seriously,
mom's
her
alive
skin
now.
looks great. She got melted last episode.
Hmm.
That's a
Thermal
good heal
generator.
beam.
Yeah, but they should at least flayed her skin a little bit more.
It's fine. Colbert just applied some moisturizer off screen.
They did a really good job with that makeup though, because I was so grossed out by like, are they actually going here? Like,
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Strictly speaking, your mother
Okay.
isn't technically dead.
yeah.
And
So
is
to me, this is
technically
Yeah.
down on the planet.
this is the hardest role lines that I think Sonequa Martin Green has to deliver.
You say that
She's like,
about
"No,
every
Mom."
single dramatic scene she's in.
Look, she's like, she died. My mom died. Like, there's no. I've had to reconcile with this my whole life, and now you're telling me that all the grief that I got over.
No, Michael,
I
you
do
should
survive.
have known she died off screen. That means it doesn't count. For all we know, her dad's still alive too. He was off
No,
screen.
he's dead. He's DED dead.
You don't know that.
He's dead as a doornail.
But surely a coffin nail would be the deadest type of nail.
Mm.
Is my dog alive?
What about my hamster from 3rd grade?
And also, I like the part here where her mother actually does not want to talk to her. Temporal Prime Directive stuff.
Is she?
She's the xenoanthropologist.
I guess we have copies. It's not like we're giving her just all the data.
There's a vague possibility I do actually recognize her based on the things I've watched. Burnham's mother, that is.
Sorry, there's the possibility of what, Soma? Based
That
on
I
things you've watched?
actively did recognize the actor, but I'm not pretty sure. There's a few things which I have seen, but not sure if I would have directly remembered her from.
What else is she in?
Well, I haven't seen The Wire myself, but she was in The Wire for 60 episodes.
Ah.
Body of Proof, Burn Notice.
Oh my God,
Who was in The
Control, do you
Wire?
have to be so dramatic about it?
Hmm.
Ah, you see, I was right. That's why the Vulcan was the
Yeah.
one talking.
Mm-hmm. It kind of reminds me of how CGI, it was easier to do animals and like fish and toys than people for CGI movies. It took us a while to get to the point where you could, do 3D people believable. Because one of the things about humans when you model them in 3D CGI, their skin looks a little reptilian, and it's weird to look at. Like it doesn't let you believe the effect.
You don't like looking at people who look reptilian?
No, I'm just saying, like, we'll watch a whole 2-hour movie with toys. We're not gonna mind. But if we watch 2-hour people who have like their skin doesn't move the way people's skin should, we lose. So we'll watch Finding Nemo or Toy Story, and that'll take off. But you can't animate people as good. So the same way, Control finds it easier time to animate Vulcans than animate an actual person. Okay, so basically we
Hopefully
reinvent
these
the
walls
board.
are soundproof.
Nanoprobes.
Oh yeah, this is the bit where literally everybody thought this was the origin of the Borg because it's so obviously the Borg.
Mm.
He even says resistance is futile or like struggle is pointless or something
Yeah.
like that. It's like,
But the
come
Borg
on,
are
you
from
can't-
900 years ago, 1100 years ago, as per Voyager. But yeah.
Look, it's Star Trek, man. Time is
Very
irrelevant.
Borg-like.
Yeah, I mean, the nanoprobe assimilation thing was straight up Borg, so.
The Borg are from 900 years in the past. The point of this episode is they're going to send the data into a different time period. They're doing the green nanite Borg assimilation effect, and they say struggle is pointless. This is clearly the Borg.
They're just doing
I want to point out how the text to speech just pronounced Borg as Borg.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's from some different
Swedish.
nationality.
That's very
Sounds Swedish.
bougie of you, bourgeois of you, Robo. Bourgeoisie has an R in it, but we just don't say it.
I am glad this is not the Borg, though, because as I've said before a few times, I do not want an origin story for the Borg.
Yeah.
Right. But also
Good
I think
anyway.
I think Enterprise did a really good job of doing the whole Borg in Antarctica scene. I don't think
Yes,
like
definitely.
Discovery
They
needed to
raised
like
and stayed in.
yeah, I don't think Discovery needed to like redo that. You're not gonna go there. So that's my mom, and I love her. I love her so much, but she doesn't want to talk to me right now.
Wow, this CCTV system has very dramatic movements.
Yeah, it's like a drone is following her.
It's probably a Section 31 reconstruction.
Yeah, how'd
I
that
need
work
one
out
of
for you,
those.
Mom?
Yeah.
Maybe she... So I assume she jumped back to the same place, but because it's an hour in the past, the planet's just not there anymore.
I think she jumped a lot more in the past than she intended to.
Future, right? Yeah, she goes to the future at first. Later, Discovery jumps to the same place. I do feel bad for her.
How come we got a slingshot around the sun to travel through time? She can just do it with a suit.
It creates enough chronoton particles to pull the gravity.
Who's playing the mother?
I talked about that a little bit. She's done lots of other shows, Burn Notice and Body of Proof and The Wire.
Oh.
You just by voice alone, it's a good casting. Like
That is
I'm
Sonya's
not seeing the
son.
screen.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing the screen right now, but the voice sounds very much like Michael. Like someone Michael could be related to.
The Wire's a great show. I'm glad Discovery recruited her. I also really like her as a Romulan priestess or a cult member in the future, in the season.
It's pretty rude to call them a cult.
Religion. I remember it comes from Picard, right? Because Elnor is a member of that sect.
Elnor. No, there's two. There's two different Romulan secret organizations. There's the ones that hate androids, and there's the nuns that fight for hopeless
The
causes.
co-op
They're
Malak.
two separate and distinct. Sure. I
So
don't. They were
Elnor's
so
not-
memorable. I forgot their names.
So Elnor is part of the Co-op Malat, right?
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
is
that's
part
what
of
I'm
the nuns, but they're not really secret either. They're just an order.
Yeah, they're not a secret order. They just hang out doing their thing, stabbing people.
Cutting off
Well,
people's heads.
Look. You guys are missing the whole point of that religion. It's radical honesty, okay?
Yes.
So everything else is
Oh, man.
tangential. You know, I'd like to see you be honest for one day.
You wouldn't like me if I was honest.
I think you've been pretty honest with me so far, Robo.
See, we know he's a robot. He said whomever. No actual human
Yeah.
uses whom.
Whomever.
No
I do.
human would ever use whomever.
I do.
normally.
Only when I want to be very dramatic and memorable, but yeah.
Extra.
It doesn't
You
sound
just sort of
dramatic, it
go,
sounds
always
silly. Nobody
whoever.
says that.
I use it all
No,
the time.
when I use it, you'll always remember.
It sounds silly to whomever hears it.
Yeah. And also, you have to say to whom, not to who you would like to speak to.
Do not ask for whom the bell tolls, for it tolls for thee.
Why is it tolling for me?
Because your time has come.
No, I got a good 50 to 60 years. I'm all right. I mean, I guess
Knock on wood.
on a cosmological scale, it's basically now, but
Yeah.
I feel all right.
So, don't look through all the vlogs of your long lost mother.
980 something's going to take forever, Michael.
She's really interested.
Watch it on 2x speed, like I watch YouTube videos.
No, but look, as someone who lost her mother at a young age, she's just like, "Where have you been? What have you been doing? How come you never let me know?" So
So she rescued a group of World War III people just as an
Yeah.
experiment to see if changes were even
Yeah.
possible.
yeah.
I feel like there's probably a less dramatic way to go about that. Like you could have like moved a rock or something, but
But well, she saved people's lives and brought them to somewhere where it wouldn't have an effect on the timeline. So
Oh, okay,
because otherwise they were about to be nuked.
yeah.
okay.
What if you like write a note, you jump back in time to
Wait.
yourself before the Klingon attack and hand yourself the note before
Right.
you pulled back?
That would be better. When did she encounter the sphere?
Eventually.
Okay. Okay.
Doesn't matter. This is a time travel episode. There's no
Yeah.
real clear answer for this.
Okay.
She encounters it in the future at some point.
There's no time like the present, so we're worried about the present right now.
Except she didn't encounter it in the future. She encountered it after she went to the future, then she went to the past.
Yeah. And then she realized she needed to put in Discovery's path.
My sweet tea is not sweet.
Then
I think they
put
gave me
sugar
unsweetened
in, I
tea.
don't know.
It actually barely tastes like tea. It feels tea is watered down like dramatically. Don't look so surprised. Your hair's standing up.
Yeah, she's your mother. That's why you can't talk to her.
Yeah.
This is not the time to resolve your personal issues, Michael.
This is like the high top fade she's got going. It's pretty cool.
See, she's being professional over here. She's not being personal at all, actually.
She's putting a professional facade on what is clearly a
Yeah.
personal issue.
Yes.
Oh yeah, he hasn't been in uniform up to now.
Yeah.
Welcome back. We have a doctor again. The white of the medical staff is a little too much for me. I remember learning in like the 1910s, the sanitation department in New York City were all white because their job was like to sweep the streets. So that represents hygiene.
I really liked that the TNG surgical outfits are all red to mask the blood.
Yeah, they would never do that. That was a oversight by the writers.
IRL,
'cause they
they're
want to
white
see the
because you
blood.
need to see if there's blood.
No, so when you're a surgeon, the reason why all the surgical stuff is at like teal green
Yeah.
is that your eyes
It's
are
a bit
staring at
contrast.
the blood red guts and it causes fatigue of your eyes, and the green is to neutralize that.
Suppose.
Because if you stare at something red for too long, it burns out the red receptors, and then you can't detect the red. So you have to stare at something green. That's why that is why the sidewalks in Disney World are red, is so that it makes the grass look greener, burns out the red receptors in your eyes.
Would that wait? Did she even need to? Because if nobody knew the sphere was there, it would have just like exploded, right?
Right. The
And just
100,000 years of knowledge
ceased
that
to
wouldn't be there.
exist.
Yeah. But remember, Spock was heading towards it because he got the coordinates first?
But he got the coordinates from her,
From Mom?
right? Because if it was on the other side
Remember,
of the galaxy,
he
just about.
saw
If
a
nobody from
flash?
Starfleet knew it was there, how Control could
Yeah.
have never gotten access to it? See, she's not doing anything for Michael. Michael is messing with her plan.
Right. We baited
Yeah.
her to...
Yeah, she's unconnected to Michael in what her actions as Michael within gets the suit and does the signals.
Like, basically, she wants to delete the data, which is kind of strange because Michael's the one who's like, no, we can't delete it. We'll just move it.
She also looks noticeably older than she did in that flashback, which is nice. Oh my god, Tyler. We
Yeah.
had like a 4-episode arc of you learning to be friends with this crew. Throwing that away immediately.
So,
Love is the death of duty.
So, Ash right there just signaled to Section 31, right?
It would have been so easy. Oh, this is a scene where we have an outtake where Captain Pike accidentally calls him Mr. Data instead of Mr. Saru. Then he turns to the camera and is like, yeah, I'm a fan. Does he?
This is when Zora comes to life.
Maybe
Yeah.
we could try like a big
1,000
magnet.
centuries. Couldn't they just hit 100,000 years?
That wouldn't be nearly as dramatic.
I think it's more dramatic.
It's just like history moves in centuries, you know. So
Is that
Like-
the same time period that the preservers are from?
no, the
The
progenitors.
Slomayensis people?
No, that's 4 billion years ago. They're way older. Remember, like they created all life.
4 billion? Surely it wasn't
I'm
4
sorry.
billion.
I'm thinking of the Dr. Galen, you know, the Chase episode people, the
Yeah, those
progenitor.
people.
That's billions of years ago because I just finished or almost finished the last season of Discovery. So remember, they see our life on the planet is 4 billion years old, so they have to be older than that. Our planet, I'm talking about. You know, this
What is that race
blue marble.
called? They're not the preservers. The preservers are a TOS thing.
Progenitors. Yes.
Hmm?
I'm not sure how I feel about this little element. Because
Go
it's saying dyslexia in this case is beneficial, but dyslexia itself doesn't apply this way in the real world.
It does if you're a Vulcan. Frickin' Vulcans, even their disorders are better than ours.
Emo Spock has a beard.
I'm still not sold on it.
He needs to line it up. It's just raw. It's just rough.
It's clean.
It's alien.
And combed.
It's alien.
It's just the style.
Yeah, it's a very alien style. So I think he's definitely like in the arched eyebrows.
Alien.
Yeah, he's half Vulcan.
Like Tyler here, he combs it a little bit, but not nearly as much as Spock.
Wait a second. What's with the dude in a wheelchair?
We've had him since
People have
the
like
Mud
problems in
episode.
the future still. I don't know what to tell
No,
you.
he was a war hero who was injured in combat. Tyler
but
salutes him in the Mud
Wouldn't they
episode.
have like a you know,
Dermal
like
regeneration.
anti-grav
spinal regeneration.
wheelchair? Well, I think we've established that some spinal injuries are beyond their ability to repair even then.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay. I'm more taking offense to the fact that he had a manual wheelchair.
It's the 23rd century.
Did you want him to have a beep chair style chair?
Yeah, something like a Professor X
A
chair,
hover
you know,
chair?
like kind of hovering. Yeah. I
Zone
mean, at least
B02.
a motorized one.
See, keep the lanes clear. It still says keep the lanes clear.
Yeah.
They're still not doing it. Oh, there's also an outtake, not from this scene, I don't think, but like when they're setting up the transport things around the room, and Michael has to turn them on, and they're actual physical devices, and she just like struggles to turn one on. It just won't work. It's like you have to turn the top of it to click it on. It's like a lamp.
So I call bullshit, Mom.
Hmm.
What's with the bullshit?
Are you swearing in my Star Trek?
I'm just saying you're supposed to be dead. You don't have one thing to say to me?
These are the days of our lives.
So she's with Dr. Soren, Time as a Predator. Stalks us all
Yeah.
our lives.
Yeah. So here's the thing, though. Then, if time is savage and all that, why are you watching your kid read Alice in Wonderland from up above? You know, where's that speech? And then you don't even want to talk to her, but apparently you've been like hovering over her. Anyway, it's good acting. I don't want to compliment the acting, but I love it.
We got places to be, Michael. We don't have time for this. From the Vulcans.
I like that both of her parents were scientists, and that's why she's a scientist.
Savage.
Not true. Not
Why'd
true.
you save her, Mom?
A little jaded.
I wonder if, like, she's been doing this for, like, hundreds of years, and whenever she gets to, like, 80, she swaps herself out for a younger version.
I think she's
She's
been
just aged like normally.
doing it a lot.
Well, like, if she can keep trying forever, because time. But she keeps aging. But she can just get new ones. Like that time 7 of 9 was recruited by the time cops. Like, ugh,
Yeah.
that one died. Let's pull another one
keep
from a
taking her-
millisecond before.
Yeah. That doesn't really make sense though, because wouldn't it unravel the other timelines?
Don't worry about it.
Because she wasn't there to be taken, and so none of that would have happened. It would have just completely wiped it out of
Allows you
existence.
to-
True, that never happened, but it doesn't matter that that never happened because it didn't work. No problem.
We're just worried
So-
about our timeline, guys. We're not worried about every other timeline.
Any big fans? Any big fans of Back to the Future? I'm a huge Back to the Future fan. I know every line, every little detail. However, the beginning of the movie, when they first test the time machine and they send Einstein 1 minute into the future, the movie should end there, because 1 minute into the future, that position in the universe is no longer the parking lot. It's in orbit. So even if you accept that it's a time machine, even if you accept it's a time machine, it's not also a spaceship, right? So the time
Or is
machine
it?
goes away, never shows up, never returns. The Libyans come and shoot them both. That's the way the movie should end. And then Einstein is in the DeLorean in low Earth orbit.
The DeLorean works very well. Thanks for asking.
It's not a TARDIS. It just travels in time.
Maybe that
Allegedly.
universe is flat Earth. So
Clearly, it's a time-space machine, and it's tied to the gravitational mass and follows the rotation
Yeah.
of the Earth.
space and time are really two interconnected phenomenon. We just perceive them as different.
It's like, how do you even calculate where the Earth's gonna be? Because it's moving around itself. It's moving around the sun. It's moving through the galaxy. The galaxy's moving. It's just
Yes,
it's
correct.
a mess.
I actually made a chart that showed the corrections for each of those things, Ryan. And that's why I said it puts them in low Earth orbit over Russia.
Do you want the movie to actually have them appear over Russia in their car?
No, I'm just saying, like, if you're truly paying attention.
So I think my favorite
Part 2 and
part
Part 3 weren't
of those
as good.
films is when the newspaper was updating itself, and I thought that was so cool. And when I got a Kindle, it has like a slow refresh. So to me, it was almost like having a Back to the Future newspaper, because it was like
What absolute
An
frame of
an
reference does time
e-paper?
travel use?
The correct one. Don't worry about it.
Surely she realizes that that's a bad idea.
Yeah. I don't think appealing to her vanity is actually the right way to go for him.
Yeah.
Does that guy in the background not care about? All right. Not his job. He's out of here.
See, I really like this scene. It's kind of unnecessary, but when we resolve Giorgio's issues, she goes back to the Terran Empire to teach them that
Why-
there's a better way.
Why does she refer to this as the Prime Universe?
Because that's the one we're living in.
It's yeah, it's one that they consider prime. Basically, it is canonical in the later series of Discovery as well.
I don't know. Personally, I only care about Prime Me. I don't really care about the others. I'm the one who dodged every bullet, and I'm still here. I don't know how, but I made it.
Are we gonna have a punch up? I feel like Philippa's about to start throwing hands.
Just like,
Yes.
how dare you not take care of your own daughter, and who I have become a surrogate mother to?
No, but like I said though, when Giorgio goes back to her own universe, she's actually touched by this conversation because it's like you've died for Michael so many times. and
Michael
she
Burnham
thinks,
has like 3 surrogate mothers. Well, 3 mothers, I guess.
she
Two
thinks
surrogates. Go ahead.
she thinks she's evil, but Michael's mom is letting her know that you're actually a great person.
No, is Philippa not gonna punch her? All right. I remember
There is a
somebody
fight.
gets punched here.
There we are.
There's a fight coming up. Oh, it's Philippa. It's Giorgio and this guy, Control.
Oh, is this the thing that they have to?
I don't understand how much petaflops of data is in that sphere data, because apparently it can fit in IRM, it can fit on the Discovery, and it can fit in the suit. So can it go on a 100 GB flash drive that I buy from Amazon for $11?
100 gigabyte.
Sorry, terabyte.
Yeah, to be honest, this doesn't sound like a great plan because this is an AI we're talking about. Like, surely
Terabyte?
it's content to just like hang out for a while and get the data later.
Sorry, 120 gigabytes. Sorry. It's about $11 on a USB drive now. You know, USB 2.0. I'm not spoiled. And so their idea is to send the suit in the future, but not
Which Control can
Burnham's
totally
mom.
get later in the
Yeah.
future.
but
If
not
it just
Burnham's
shuts
mom.
up for 950 years and hangs out in a shuttle or something. It's a robot we're talking about. It doesn't care about time.
Yeah. It is curious about the sending it into the future, but I think the point is it's sending it into the future past the AI itself.
Like we'll have overcome the control problem by then. But yeah, you're right. We're just as likely Moriarty finds it.
Honestly, I
On that
don't
show.
remember if she. Oh, this is the thing. Yeah, you have to twist that top bit to turn on the lights, and maybe it was like slippery. She just couldn't turn it.
It reminds me in TNG they had those transport enhancers that were used in the
Yeah, same
when
thing.
Deanna Troy's possessed. Yeah.
It's the same prop except they put a little satellite dish on the top.
Oh, nice, nice. But I think that was my favorite TNG thing because that's when they all three had ghosts in them. It was Data and Calmini and Deanna Troy. Chief O'Brien.
Yes.
Yes, Data and
Chief
Column
O'Brien.
and Troy.
Wait, Miles. Miles is his first name.
Yeah.
Chief Miles Edward O'Brien. The Union Man.
So she's not a bad mom. She's a good mom.
I was there.
Nah, I think both actors really did an amazing job giving us the story.
Yep.
Because Michael's hurt and upset and confused. It's a lot of emotion to convey. And then we got stuff to do. It's not just a therapy hour.
She got things to do, Michael. You gotta let her go. She's busy.
I mean, I kind of am reminded of learning that Gandhi, for example, he neglected his children. He didn't have a relationship to them. But it's like sometimes like you're so busy leading an important movement that affects the lives of hundreds of millions of people. You don't have time to play catch
But
with the kids. And
then why did Gandhi have time for other children?
Oh boy, can we not get into what Gandhi did with children?
Anyway, how about that weather?
I'm just saying,
Wow, look, it's raining on their faces. Look at that weather.
That's what I was gonna say.
it's part of the reason why Patrick Stewart made Picard about father and son relationship. He felt like he should have been a better dad.
Philippa, you
working.
didn't say it. That's just rude.
Gandhi and Mother Teresa actually evil.
That's just the same set again.
Look,
I know. It's fair.
I'm pretty sure when you look at any historical figure, there's this good, bad, and ugly.
Leland, I
Yeah,
thought
but
you
their
were trying to
bad and
portray
ugly
yourself
is
as
very
human.
bad
Why
and
are
ugly.
you-
Like this guy Leland was already ugly, bad, but now he's ugly.
Okay, I
Ooh, here
appreciate
we
the
go
rapid
again.
murder. That's good. Don't monologue at him like you did with the original Leland. Just kill him.
Wow, that's pretty gruesome.
Not clear to me how he survives that, but I guess it works out.
He's Klingon, remember?
Kind of.
He has an extra
He's
spleen.
a little bit Klingon.
That was a very good line delivered.
Now we punch him.
See, we need Moriarty to do this in Picard season 4.
We needed an actual Moriarty in Picard, and not just a tease,
Pop,
not just a red herring.
pop goes the weasel.
Wait, no, don't beam Leland into space. If you can beam things out of that room.
Okay.
I think like all the Venus atmosphere makes transporting not allowed, right?
No, they just said they can transport people out of that room. They're like,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
we can't transport them. Yeah, there's a fight going on. It's like, no, stop it. It's so rare that people use the transporter offensively. It happens occasionally, and it's awesome when it does.
Yeah.
but it should happen more.
I guess like we're supposed to be used to seeing it as a solely as a mean of transportation. Um,
The hand phaser
But-
holsters are really, really bad. They let the
By the way-
thing flop around like crazy.
if you want a really good fight scene, Michelle Yeoh brings it here. You know what I like about the JoJo character? Like, because she's fighting a robot here, she like enjoys the pain, you know, like, and she's mentioned that before, but she's like harder.
She's a masochist? Got it.
She's totally into getting her butt kicked by a machine.
Hmm.
Pike, what if we used a photon torpedo on the facility? What if we just kill everybody? I feel like that would solve our problem.
Oh, he's like Terminator now? He's not even biological? The nanoprobes?
He's Borgified.
No,
he's still
he's Terminator because the
Yeah, in the same way
phaser
that,
like
Borg drones are super strong even
True.
when they don't have all the implants yet.
no, but what I'm saying is that when the phaser hit him, it was almost like a piece of metal came off, not like
Yeah.
clothing was ripped. You know, like the liquid metal effect in Terminator. So anyway, enjoy the fight scene. The music is amazing too, because you know what we got to do? We got to kill her mom here, or we got to
No,
get
her
her
mom will
mom
be
out of
fine.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we got to take that suit as far away from this man as possible. Like when I say far away, I mean like space and time.
Or we could put the data in the suit and blow it up with a torpedo.
Okay, so
The
wait,
torpedo would solve a lot of our problems here.
a regular person can go in that wormhole? I thought you needed the suit to survive the vortex.
The suit is needed to create the wormhole, but
Oh,
anything in the
okay.
vicinity can go through.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. I mean, it's a little late, but I mean, you're doing something.
Hey, we're
Your
using
suit's already
gun
gone.
on planet.
I had
We-
no idea they actually used torpedoes in this episode. Thank you, Christopher.
Well, that's
Should
one
have
way
done
to
it
destroy
5 to
a
10 minutes ago. But he tried.
It's Tyler.
Mm,
The time storm.
Baby girl.
I mean,
Pretty
look,
common name for one's
it
child,
hasn't
yes.
hasn't even been one day since you found out your parent isn't dead. So, think she's allowed to sulk.
You see, if Michael hadn't come up with this plan to trap her mom, everything would have been fine.
Well, Leland
Michael's
would
not
still
saving
have.
the universe, she's actively making it worse.
I mean, it's the same point. Leland would still have been, or the control would still have
Yeah.
been hunting the data.
But he wouldn't have it right now.
To an
Also, we
extent.
need to make Michael the Red Angel now. So, we have the whole season to like time travel. You'll understand when you watch the last episode, Ryan. See, that's an interesting line by Spock, because what will happen next has been written.
But it keeps changing.
Well, in terms of my personal belief in time, is that we're living in essentially the quantum multiverse where everything is possible, but we don't know. And so everything that will happen has already happened, but we don't know what path we're following. And also at that point, because we don't know what path we're following, because we don't know what's going on, do we actually care? It changes nothing about our lives in the day to day.
Like in the
We're
Back
literally
to
in
the
the bad
Future.
timeline, is what you're saying.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
we are definitely in the bad timeline.
In Back
How
to the
do we
Future,
switch?
the the protagonist, he basically falls in love with his mom. So that's
He
the
doesn't
problem.
fall in love with his mom. His mom falls in love with him.
Wait,
Well,
what?
That's
he
the problem.
was enjoying it for a minute, and
No.
then he
Wait,
realizes
what
that's
are
his
we
mom.
talking about? What about people falling
No.
in love with their
Back
mom?
to the
What?
Future.
Oh,
He goes back
yeah,
in
Back to the
time, and his
Okay.
mom
His
starts
mother
flirting with
falls
him.
in love with him
yeah.
because her dad, his
Yeah.
grandfather, hits him with the car, and then she's taking care of him in her bedroom, and
Yep.
gets all horny
Anyway,
for
next
him.
episode is Through the Valley of Shadows, where nobody is making out with their mom. That doesn't happen in
Okay,
this
so-
episode.
Nope. We're still mad at mom though in this episode.
If you want relatives making out with each other, you go watch Star Wars.
Oh
Or
dear.
Game
We
of,
don't
or
do
Game
that
of Thrones.
in this franchise.
Does Star Trek never have
No.
two relatives kiss?
No,
that's
that's
Are you
happening.
sure?
This is the liberal future.
This is the future
Um,
liberals want.
Well, like Enlightenment, post-Enlightenment future. Cousin marriage was really common
Futurama.
in pre-modern times. Forget about other kinds of.
I mean,
Alright.
it's very
In
common
5,
in the
4,
nobility.
3, 2, 1. Blur.
What were you saying? It was very common. Some.
In nobility.
Yeah, in nobility. Yeah, but I'm saying actually the Catholic Church said like you couldn't be 3 connections of cousin to be married. You could annul your marriage if it turns out you're cousins.
I mean, 3 times removed is actually fairly biologically and scientifically accurate for what would no longer be as big a deal.
Yeah. No, the church just didn't hated it. Like they made up a rule.
Yeah.
And I think it would actually became 6 levels of cousins should be married, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah,
Struggle
three
is
ti- 3
pointless,
times
you
or so would
say.
probably be enough. Yeah. Because the actual problem with incest is that over hundreds of years,
Mm,
your genes become
mm.
corrupted.
Yeah, the whole
Not
point of
enough
sexual
variation.
reproduction is to mix it up a bit. So you can't do it the same pool.
Personally, I strive for
If you have-
mitosis.
That
It's
would
literally
work.
the reason why so many dog breeds have biological
This
issues
is why pugs exist.
because
Yes.
we bred them too much.
Yeah. And also what we do is
that's why their
we-
eyeballs pop out. And
Yeah.
we take like the runt of the litter or the reddest hair of the litter and keep breeding it with that. So it's like you already take some defective gene and you like keep breeding with defective genes.
Oh, sure. People don't take any issue with it when you do it with plants to make them like bigger and tastier. But suddenly it's a dog and everyone goes out of their minds.
And another thing we do, like plants that don't like oranges that
Wait,
don't
why are you
have.
telling Michael? Isn't this classified? Stop telling people.
That's your mom. You could tell her classified stuff.
No, you cannot.
You
Yeah.
can't.
This is you tell one person a secret because they'll never tell anybody, and then they tell one person because they'll never tell anybody. That person tells one person because they'll never tell anybody.
I really love what Burnham says to Spock at the end of the season.
I don't remember
I
what
love
she
you.
says. I remember they have a dramatic bit on the exterior of a shuttle or something, but I don't
Yeah,
remember what they
it's
say.
all about reaching out to someone to guide him with that sort of thing.
Okay. Yes, they would. Like the fact that the signal next to the sphere would indicate that it's Control's plan because Control wants the sphere data, and he
But
needs
no,
some way to get
the
there.
Dr. Burnham explicitly said that she brought the sphere to them
Why would she do
Yeah.
that?
She had
because
to.
she was hoping that they would be able to get rid of the sphere data. Which she was right about. She just didn't realize that the sphere data wouldn't let them.
Is this the episode where we try to torpedo the ship? Or is that later?
It's either this or next episode, if I remember rightly. We've got 2 episodes left, don't we?
It's a total buzzkill. We have a big dramatic 10-minute evacuation and preparation scene, and then it just doesn't do anything. What a ripoff.
I mean, TNG did that with us with the Nagilum episode.
The TNG did that to the Klingons with the neutral zone, with Admiral Tomalak. Klingons show up in cloaked birds of prey. They're like, yeah, we're going to kill some Romulans. And Picard just talks them out of it. God. Such a buzzkill.
So this is the final signal above the planet so they can get the time crystal. No, sorry, the second to last signal.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, I forgot all about the time crystal episode. That's a whole different level.
This is a good
That's happening
episode. This is a fun
now.
episode.
I'm still depressed over the fact that we exposed somebody to a hostile atmosphere to life.
She got better immediately. Don't worry about
Yeah.
it.
That was a lot, though, for me to take in.
It was some light torture for like 2 minutes.
Yeah. No, I do appreciate that they actually showed that the entire time it was hurting her, not, oh yeah, 2 minutes hit, she's dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
2
we
minutes
sat
until a
through it.
lethal exposure level of sulfuric acid.
2 minutes, there's no bones left. Or nothing left on the bones.
Yeah, I'm glad we got something to salvage, because glad it wasn't a rainy day. It was just a light drizzle.
There's got to be less torturous ways to do that, though. Could we have just like injected her with something or shot her?
Yeah. No, they
Like,
said
if we're committed to actually killing her,
let's just open the atmosphere on her. That's it.
because time isn't really a factor if this is a time traveler, because they can go back at any instant it wants.
Yeah, like they should have just spaced her, right? Convenient. You
We could have
automatically
done the
freeze
Harry
yourself.
Mudd thing. We could have had her eat one of those disintegration marbles.
Hey, he's a fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he got better between episodes. Don't worry about it. He's fine now. You see, Star Trek Discovery is a lot better about continuity, but it does maintain the tradition of pressing a few reset buttons between episodes.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Hugh still has to deal with the fact that he was dead for a while, but his stab wound, don't worry about it.
Yep.
Oh, that baby's so slimy. Gross. I'm surprised she's not like freaking out at the reminder that he's a Klingon.
Yeah. I think she's getting over that a bit.
As long as he doesn't do the voice, I guess it's good. Yep, it definitely might be nothing.
Yep.
It's definitely not the fact that it was clearly taken over by the evil AI.
Yep.
A D7, you say? Is D7 the one from TOS, or is that the 5?
Yes. Yes.
Yep, there it is. See, look how similar the back of the ships look. The Discovery and the D7. It's like the same design.
The Discovery was based on designs for the Enterprise from Planet of the Titans done by Ralph McClure. So the reason why Discovery kind of looks like it belongs in Star Wars is because Ralph McClure did all the art for Star Wars concept art.
Yes, Ash, we know. That's the point of the scene.
Yeah.
Ash Tyler. Useless. Him and his overbite, lack of a chin. When they did all
Very
that
rude.
bone crunching, they could have gave him a chin.
Why you gotta be so mean to him?
I don't like his face. I just don't like his face. I don't know.
He doesn't
Something
like
about
your
his face. That's fine.
Oh, we get to see Laurel, right?
This is Laurel, yes.
Yeah. I'm cool. I forgot we get to see her because she's mostly done with the plot.
Nah, she's gonna show up in the finale too.
Mm-hmm.
Why is she so gray?
That's how Klingons are now. There's different shades of Klingon now.
Yeah. There's
Some
like
of
a
them are
dark
more blue.
silvery gray. Yeah, there's like a silvery gray going on.
Would it
too.
be more aesthetic if it were blue? That's what they said in the writers' room.
Jeffrey
I mean,
Combs
be
I
more
would-
aesthetically
I do
pleasing if
actually
they were
like it
blue.
because it strays further away from the Asian influences of the Klingons.
Asian influences, yeah.
Yeah, and
TOS Asian influences, sure.
then later it's almost blackface, but yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean later? It's like immediately the Klingons are.
Yeah.
No, but
The motion
I-
picture version of the Klingons, right?
I know, but once early on in this watch along, I said they're more mongoloid, and Ryan said that's not the point, dude, which is factually correct. That is not the point.
Now he's actually
So,
Saru.
as you know,
Whomever, see, he's not human. It's all coming together.
I happen
The
to
writers
be
want to be just fancy with the words.
Let me go through the script, see if literally anybody in old Star Trek says whomever. Well, Data would probably, but anybody other than Data, any humans.
No, Star Trek would adhere to English grammar like that. We'd say whom. Picard would definitely say whom.
They would say whom, yes, but
Yeah.
whomever is
Whomever.
even rarer to hear.
so
Oh, this looks like the Vulcan monastery.
Hmm.
Oh my god. Not
Oh,
this
they
one.
literally reused this set for Strange New Worlds.
Oh, for the forgetful episode of Rigel.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I found 3 instances of whomever. Ishka, also aka Mugi.
Okay.
Captain Archer says it once.
No.
To Paul.
Mm-hmm.
And Captain Picard says it once.
I knew Picard would say it, but yeah. Archer also does like long lectures. He never ends with the lectures, so he would use whomever. So that's Ash's baby.
How did he learn Federation standard? Oh, is this Universal Translator again?
Probably.
Could we just landed like a few kilometers away and just dug one up?
So yesterday, oh boy, I don't know how much I can share of this story. Hmm.
If it's questionable, even for you, probably no.
Even for me.
Yes. I stand by my phrasing.
The reason why I say it that way is I don't want to give away too many details of where I'm from
Yeah,
and
don't dox
of
yourself, brother.
this group,
Don't dox
so
yourself.
they can locate them. Basically, I was in an area yesterday, and I noticed in the side of a building down an alley there was a Nazi symbol painted on the building. Not a
Mhm.
swastika, but SS lightning
Was it one of
bolts.
those failed
And I was like,
swastikas?
it was
Mhm.
what?
Okay.
It was
How people
SS
like
lightning
try and
bolts, and
fail
I
to
was
draw swastikas because they don't. They're
no.
just failures in
I did
general.
some research. I did some research,
Okay.
and I discovered that it was a biker gang clubhouse,
Mm.
and they're Nazis. And I was like,
Mm.
oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Biker gang bad enough. Nazi biker gang extra bad.
Yeah,
Got it.
there's a good undercurrent of that in the biker. Because
Yeah,
they're
I
kind
didn't
of
expect to see it painted on the building, like in view of the
Like they could at
public.
least be subtle about it.
Yeah.
I mean, not all
Yeah.
of them. Obviously, some of them, like some bikers are perfectly nice people, not involved in that subculture. But criminal activity is one of the ways you fund your bikes and all that.
So yeah, okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, some of those bikers are perfectly nice people. Yeah.
There's a lot of good biker games. There are a
yeah,
lot of good
I'm
biker
not saying you
games.
should be scared of anyone who looks butch and rolls up on a Harley Davidson.
They're the one percenters are the bad bikers, right?
Mm.
The one percenters that give
There's like
the
a
other
whole
bikers the bad name.
anarchists. There's like anarchists who like run their own gangs, basically. Part of biker subculture.
This isn't going to be good for me.
Reno's great.
You can't just call someone Bamboo Boy.
So I believe the only auto antonym I know would be the word cleave means to separate and adhere at the same time. But I just learned the word sanction means to both approve and disapprove at the same
Yeah.
time. So there's two words apparently. I don't know any more than that.
Is he seeing other crewmen?
Eat your protein, Ryan.
I don't have any protein.
Respect.
That was a microwave thing.
But yeah, you
I'm
know,
just
when you
remembering
break
Tom
up,
Paris arguing with the replicator. Hot, plain tomato soup. God.
I love this monastery because
God, do they not sweep here?
in New York we have this museum called the Cloisters, and they transported an Italian Renaissance monastery here on in the Bronx, New York, and it's so beautiful and serene, and it has there's a courtyard where the monks meditate. It looks just like this. There's like a little fountain in the courtyard. You know, like the monks are supposed to do vocational activities like this, like gardening and calligraphy and painting. Something I like discovery for, we say Kalish with the sh at the end, which is kind of new, but I like it.
They've got to cycle Klingons pretty quick here, though, right? Because I mean, if this guy's only a few months old and he's already an elder, they've got to
Yeah.
be constantly shipping in new Klingons.
Yeah.
No. He doesn't say
I think they
time
did
moves.
it deliberately.
Time doesn't move fast here. Time moves differently here. So he'll probably be young forever once he matures. I don't think
That's a good question,
time
Michael. Thank you.
Yeah.
How have the signals protected us so far?
They brought everything together so they felt ready to protect. It's all to get them to the future.
I wonder if, like, the humans around Spock celebrate his birthday by the Earth calendar or by the Vulcan calendar. Like, does Spock only get a birthday party once every 1.6 years or whatever?
I mean,
Probably
so
by Federation standard.
so in Islam we use a lunar calendar, but the mosque I go to, like, it's very Western, like it's mostly American people who converted to Islam. So when we celebrate the Prophet's birthday, we celebrate both by the lunar and the solar calendar, like, you know, the Western calendar. So you can do both, Ryan. You don't have to be a party pooper.
Okay, but my point was more like different. They're from different planets that have different concepts of what a year
Yeah.
is.
A birthday is, yeah. So he'd get a birthday every year on his Earth birthday, and then he'd get a birthday every 1.6 years on his Vulcan birthday.
Oh, so he gets 2 birthdays.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah. I think so.
Also, Control, I appreciate your strategy here. Just vent them into space.
Yep.
10 out of 10. Oh, come on. He looks evil.
He is evil.
But why would they choose someone who looks evil to be evil if it's supposed to be a trick?
I like the use of an Indian actor, and they gave him a good Indian name, Cameron.
Give us like, I don't know, who doesn't look evil? Chief O'Brien doesn't look evil, I guess. But from this show.
It's the bushy eyebrows. You're just making people out with bushy eyebrows to be evil, Ryan.
I think it's the angularness of his face.
Mm-hmm. A little.
Triangles are for starships, not people. Why does he look evil to me, actually?
His skin's a little pockmarked.
We know, Burnham, we know. Control vented them into space. There, okay, that question makes sense.
So we don't know everyone's dead yet on the Control Starbase?
No,
I thought we
we
figured
know.
that out. Okay.
This is some rando Section 31 ship in space that didn't check in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where the entire crew is currently drifting dead in space.
Yeah, we found them in a graveyard, right? Like a starship graveyard.
We just vented them into space with everything that was there. So.
I'm sorry. I gotta pay attention. I want them hot, that baby
Like,
tonight.
no, stop it. Bad. Like Ash doesn't look evil.
You know the
even though
rules
he's a
about
Klingon.
singing. Peer
I
review.
of all people.
You know the rules, and
Shut
so
up.
do I.
Shut up. Shut up. I denounce you.
Yeah,
But
I
do
know
you
the
recognize Venice?
I call my religion denouncing Venice.
Oh yeah, remember that's their kid. You know, like they worry about their kid. I think
Yes.
they realize here that our baby was okay.
He's
I
going to
don't know.
live
I
to the
kind
ripe old age of 7 months.
of I kind of like their arc here because it's very unconventional. Like we had a kid, and it turned out okay, and the kid turned out to be important to the plot. You know, the opposite of what Wesley Crusher turned out to be. You know.
According to the plot. I mean, that could have been anybody.
No,
Wesley's
but it
important.
had
He's
to
the
be.
Wunderkind. He's the Mozart
He's
of
the
physics.
albino baby I was worried about two weeks ago. But what I'm saying is though, like you never see Wesley turn into anything, you know,
I
except
do
like the
not
last
remember this shot from TNG.
We see Wesley
last
turn
time we
into
saw
energy.
Boreth.
anything. Like Wesley doesn't amount to much. Like I know in Picard season 4 he becomes what is it, a gatekeeper of the time.
He becomes a traveler at the end
Watcher.
of TNG,
He
actually.
He becomes
And
a
it's,
watcher.
it's weird.
The time guardian thing that the half Irish Romulan lady is too, Laris.
Scottish, sure.
No, she's Irish.
She's Irish.
They're Vulcan Irish.
Vulcan
Northerners.
Irish. Romulan.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Romulan.
When you said Scottish, I got confused. I originally said Romulan. Okay,
This is
so
Vulcan.
what I'm saying is this
But
kid
okay.
is this kid
Andorian.
is this kid is. By the way, I'm just gonna be very frank here. None of us have the guts to go through what Pike does here.
You don't know me.
Very possibly. Yeah,
No, I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it. No. It's like when Christians say everyone is sinful. Yes,
I mean,
we all do commit sin.
God,
Or
this looks nothing like the Boreth in TNG. Boreth in TNG was a cave with a campfire. When did they get this actual monastery? Is this just a different part of the planet?
Probably.
they sat in a circle in the cave.
I think there was a monastery. I think there was Worf had a room, didn't he?
Yeah,
They had a
but
room.
it was still just hewn into the rock.
WAF wasn't
Yeah.
allowed in the cool part.
Yeah.
Oh, he wasn't allowed in. Okay.
And so
Starfleet officers aren't allowed in Mount Doom.
I'll just speak for myself. I want to say I can't believe Discovery one-upped the character of Christopher Pike from TOS. They did an amazing job here.
I mean, he looks all right.
This is haunting. This is like the character knew this was going to happen
Yep.
to him, and he chose it anyway. This is amazing writing. They outdid TOS. 11 out of 10. This scene,
The
11
beach
out of 10.
chair.
Actually, it's hard to see this scene compared with most other characters in fiction across
It's
fiction.
hard to see this scene on the basis that we have better technology than this now. Like, this beep chair is worthless.
Yeah.
Well, if you need that much life support sustaining facilities, you know, like they had the iron lung way back in the polio days, right? You couldn't live
I don't
outside
think that
of a,
melting is canon.
Didn't they recently? Didn't the last person on Iron Lung like recently die?
yeah. Technically, it's called the hyperbaric chamber, but yeah.
Hmm? I don't think that's what that means. Air review. I think you're conflating two different things.
Okay, but anyway, so what Pike's in is kind of more like a hyperbaric chamber.
Well, no, it turns out there actually is some escaping it. You just have to let Spock die. It's all good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to
Life for
like
a life.
you just have to walk away from everything that you believe
Iron
in.
lung is a negative pressure ventilator.
Okay.
Then what's a hyperbaric chamber?
Hyperbaric chamber is a pressurized room where paralyzed patients breathe pure oxygen to increase the amount of oxygen in their blood.
Okay.
It's a
Different.
hyperbaric chamber because it has hyper amounts of barics, where
Yeah.
baric means oxygen.
The barometer means air pressure, so.
Yeah, baric relates to oxygen. Hyper means a lot. So
Thank you.
Baric.
And
this fourth part is actually a lot shorter than I remember. I remember it just being like the whole episode.
Yeah.
I guess it just stood out.
I mean,
But no, it's over already. We were here for like 2 minutes.
if somebody shows you the worst tragedy of your life and you have the option to avoid it, I think all of us would pick avoid it. And also, plus, he's so handsome, so you're gonna be misfigured one day, like disfigured one day. I think that's the part that gets him the most. You know.
So we need to get somebody who's really ugly to come take the crystal.
Yes.
So it's not
that-
much of a loss when we lose them.
or when they lose their pretty face. Yeah.
No.
No, and I love the monk when
Well,
he
I know
says
who
like,
Robo
"Look,
would pick to get it.
What? Who would I pick?
Ash.
Oh, yeah, Ash or Michael.
Just send a red shirt. Why do we have to send the captain? Send some rando.
no," because here's the thing: the
I
You know
think
the
why
albino.
this guy looks evil to me is because he's too well groomed.
Quick,
I think that's what it is.
a little bit
I
for
don't
someone who
trust
just
him.
came out of being spaced. You're a little bit in good condition. But
Send Ensign Ricky to get the crystal.
Yeah, Ricky could do it.
okay, but the thing is, though, you guys missed what the monk said at the beginning. Anybody who's come to take a crystal, they've all said no. I'm good. No, thank you. Thank you, but no, thank you, because I'd rather walk away from the biggest tragedy that's going to happen than continue with this knowledge. Because all of us are too chicken, and Pike believes in his duty as a Starfleet officer. That's why he tells himself, "You believe in service, a life of sacrifice." And even later, they have this amazing scene where Pike's gonna tell someone not to join Starfleet because you're gonna die in this thing, and he's like, "No, you can't do it."
Everything.
Sayusian?
I totally forgot about this.
It was a good
I don't think we
backstory.
ever met the wife. I don't think she matters.
Yeah, very true. I forgot about the mention.
She's a widow, though. In other words, like they're
Let me
both
look up
married.
what's a Soyuzian.
You're born on a Soyuz aircraft, spacecraft.
When you Google
Yes, it did.
Sayusian, you get a picture of the alien ice cream queen girl. But that's not that's a different species. I don't know why the picture is them.
Google is wrong many times. Like they'll put the picture of a different person
Yeah.
for the other person, and it's like, I don't know where you got that picture from, but you're 100% wrong.
Okay, yeah, I don't see any. I think they're
It's
just a
really
totally new
annoying,
species,
actually.
and this is the only one.
Yeah, it's that's what it does, and it's really annoying because it's like sometimes there's like political scientists who have the same name, and you see a picture of like a celebrity, and it's like that's not the one I'm looking for.
We could create a GUI in Visual Basic to draw it out. I feel like an alternative solution to this is, again, torpedo. What if we just bring a torpedo inside and detonate?
This is Ethan Peck who plays Spock, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I read something really interesting. What he does is he looked at the other people who played Spock, which is Leonard Nimoy and Quinto.
Zachary
Zachary
Quinto.
Quinto.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he kind of like synthesizes both of them and he like channels his own spin on it,
Yeah.
which is, I think it's really amazing because you are, standing in their shoes. So he does it great because I see a little Quinto in him and I
In their
like it.
gravity boots.
And plus, he looks more like Quinto than he does Nimoy. So it kind of probably helps me adapt. But then this guy
he looks
also.
like Zachary Quinto right now. Once he shaves and trims his hair, I think he's his own
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But one thing I like about him is he definitely has his own, like, what is it, social awkwardness, sense of humor that, Spock does. So he definitely has a great interpretation of that because the other two don't do it as well as he does. So you appreciate him. Like when he says, I want the ship to go now for your engaged thing, like, it's a good thing because it's like almost like an autistic kid might think that's a great idea, but everyone else would be like, it's kind of lame.
Are you trying to seduce her to the dark side, Control? It's not gonna happen. Nobody's gonna go over to your team.
There we go.
That's
he
probably
also
why you think
control?
he's evil because he does wind up being evil, Ryan.
They also, did you notice they put like makeup under his eyes to make him look extra tired in that shot?
Yeah. He was looking extra psycho, yeah.
They're past their best by date. Oh, are they ripping off the Reapers? Do they need to like restart the cycle? Because I don't. Control's whole thing is he was going to genocide literally all life in existence. I'm
Yeah.
not sure that jives with his directive here as he states it. But like if he's just
think
wiping
once
out
he
some of the life to start it over again.
I think the point is that when it gets sphere data, then it can rewrite the objective to whatever it wants.
Nope, it's not the Discovery, it's just Discovery.
Yeah.
I'm glad you figured that out in time, Spock.
Thanks, Spock.
This is
Why'd you
not
say
news,
that over
though.
the loudspeakers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least say it in Pig Latin, you know?
Michael, pick up that. There you go. Keep blasting. Or, oh, set the phaser to overload and go grapple him.
So then I started blasting. Oh, eyeball! Eyeball!
Stop
Yeah.
it.
Eye spike! Get the nanites in the eyeball. Come on,
Resistance
become one
is
with us.
futile, Michael.
Struggle is
Not the
irrelevant.
eye. Not the
You
eye.
shall become one with Control.
Mm.
So Spock's arm is
Keep
broken,
blasting.
right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, his arm is like a question mark. Somehow Michael Burnham could fight off this guy without getting her arms broken, but Spock
Because he wasn't
was
intending to.
10 times as strong.
Okay, so she
Oh,
was
boy.
doing phaser combat with him the whole time.
As established, she started blasting.
Oh man, he's turning into metallic glitter. Glitter's the worst. It's the herpes of the arts and crafts world. Can never get rid of it. I still find glitter in my stuff from my ex, who I broke up with 8 years ago, and she's never even been in this house. I'm like, oh, this thing of mine has glitter on it. I wonder where that came from.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, if you magnetize the floor, that neutralizes the glitter. So
You think?
If it's magnetic
Ye-
glitter,
Yep.
did you? Can't you just ramp up the power super hard?
but he probably just routed it through the anti-gravity plating. The gravity plating.
How? Well, he did it very efficiently. Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look, his arm is nice injured.
Still broken between shots. In my Star Trek. Now Michael matters. Previously, she was just an annoyance to everybody. Now she matters.
I love the DSC-08 on the shuttle because the Galileo 7, is just 1701 dash.
That's
7,
three
right?
lost.
Yeah.
I'm assuming off screen they went and blew up that ship. Because don't trust anything on it.
Yeah. They could have just reformatted the hard drive.
Don't. You're dealing with a genocidal AI. Just blow it up.
Yeah.
No version of Windows 11 Reset My PC will make me feel safe from a genocidal AI.
Okay. And I gotta say, I love that we pick up in Stranger Worlds episode 1. He's like living in the snow in Yellowstone because he's like, and in Stranger Worlds, it gives a Pike a sort of invincibility because he knows the Enterprise will get out of even like a black hole, or because it's like, well, I know I'm gonna be in this accident later, so I can take a vacation for as long as I want, and I can go on as risky missions as I want.
He has
'Cause I have,
literal plot armor
Yeah,
until that mission. He's good.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like my job's like, hey, we need you to come in. No, thanks.
They do still play it in Strange New Worlds as he's unsure what course of events leads him there, so he's not sure whether he needs to do something or can't do something, otherwise he'll die or whatever.
Yeah, but he's not even taking phone calls to like show up to work, which is a whole different level of.
Yes, that as well.
I've stopped giving.
Why would he take phone calls
Muscle.
from work when he can just live in his cabin with his girlfriend? That seems like a good deal.
Yeah.
It's only after his girlfriend leaves and goes to work long distance that he's like, fine, I'll go back to my job.
See, your phone's ringing. Your phone's ringing. It says work. I don't care. I love the nice big view screen we get in the show. It's even longer on Book's ship. It's like a, like a car, the new cars they make these days, like 2025 models. They have the dashboard as long as the car, but it's very thin though.
Dashboard
On
as
old Star
long as the
Trek, when you
car.
this view screen always looks pretty big because they're always really zoomed in on it. But if you look at set photos from the back of the set, it's just this tiny little window. Except Enterprise. Enterprise actually had a pretty big window there.
Mm.
I think.
Yeah, I meant
It could
on
just
like
be relative
a
to the size of the set because it was a smaller set.
on a new Cadillac, you'll have a LCD screen that's the width of your car basically in the front, but it's a small. It's shorter than an iPad's height horizontally.
So you're talking about the Celestic, and the also the Escalade gets that.
Mhm.
It's pretty big.
Yeah, it is.
Because I've been in those vehicles. It's also useless.
Yeah, but it's supposed to make us feel like we're in the future.
Oh.
Yes, the
There we
idea.
All right.
So,
We
in
did
order
it.
to reach the screen, to use the touchscreen, you have to unbuckle your seatbelt. So when the vehicle's in motion, the touchscreen is disabled.
Okay. So next week is not the finale because next week is the Bell Riots.
Yep.
So as discussed at the very start of the stream, technically that episode begins August 30th, but the actual riots don't begin until September 1st. And we're going to be watching on September 1st.
9 a.m.
So, past tense. Should be good. It's a good episode. And then we'll do the big space battle with the Control and the Enterprise and
The Rail.
Discovery.
Yeah.
The week after. And then we'll do the
Are we
short
allowed-
treks and we'll just keep going.
Are we allowed to talk about social justice in the Bell Riots episode?
Politics in my Star Trek.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you,
Yeah,
chat.
next week's going to be pretty political.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Thanks for playing.
We'll have to see how the next year goes.
Yes. Okay, we're done here.
Bye.
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 We actually have